was Xavier Woods.
They nearly killed him.
Being slammed through the metal steps at the end.
We both felt that.
We winced when it happened, especially me as a bad back sufferer.
And me.
We winced when that happened. Hey people, welcome to BLD BeatDown FastLane 2018 review. The review, and I have to say, we're in a far more positive mood, I think, than we were for the preview. Because when it came to the preview, we were thinking, it's pretty much going to be as you would expect, with a couple of interruptions, as you could probably predict. As it turned out, it wasn't too bad. Quite enjoyed it. So let's go through fight by fight, grapple by grapple, and discuss what happened on the big night. And we started off with, perhaps a bit of a surprise, to open up the evening's entertainment was Shinsuke Nakamura against Rusev, or as people call him,
Ninja's back.
As people call him these days, Rusev Day. Seems to have gained a surname. There was one heck of a kick in the face that Rusev delivered. Rusev delivered to Shinsuke. You certainly heard that one connect. But yeah, as we both predicted, and as I'm pretty sure most of you expected.
To the back of the head, then to the front.
There you go. A perfect description from Ninja Boy as to how the fight ended. And Shinsuke walked away the victor, and Rusev stumbled away.
He actually walked away as Shinsuke.
The kind of dejected loser. Now what next for Rusev? Don't know. What next for Shinsuke? You find out. I was going to say you find out shortly. You pretty much guess what was going to happen. Now, following that, and again, surprised to start with two individual men matches, two individual male matches.
One is for,
go on,
that.
yeah, United States Championship. This was Bobby Roode against the Viper, Randall Keith Orton. And we did both, again, think this was going to be a match for Bobby Roode, who'd not been champion for long, to take it, and Randy seeming to have adopted this John Cena type role where he's just helping talent along these days. But I'm pleased to say it was a bit of a surprise to us, and I think to most people. Randy took the win, and there was a great elbow he delivered at one stage during the fight. A lot of close grappling, some very good technical wrestling going on, not always appreciated by the crowd. Crowd were a bit quiet. Crowd in Columbus, Ohio, were a bit quiet during this one. Not sure why, because we enjoyed it.
Yeah, there was a couple of, oh, Dad, what are you doing moments.
Yeah, there was a couple of moments where they were both catching their breath, I think,
as well. There was one match where, there's one bit where they were in the corner, they were having a little chat.
Yeah, but overall, good fight, and for me, as a die-hard Randy Orton fan, and Ninja Boy, he was your first favourite, wasn't he? Before a certain phenomenal person took over in his WWE affections. But yeah, so from BLDHQ, very happy with that outcome. We like Bobby Roode as well, don't get us wrong. Bobby Roode's cool. Very happy with that. Didn't really see the point in Jinder Mahal coming in towards the end, and then Bobby Roode, of course, takes the two of them out. So we could be setting ourselves up for an Orton Roode Mahal type showdown at WrestleMania. But yeah, I'm not really up for that either. But Randy's the champ. I expect him to be defending at WrestleMania, so I would expect Bobby Roode. I would expect Bobby Roode certainly to be involved, and
rematch clause, obviously.
Likelihood that Jinder Mahal will be involved too. Then we moved on to the women. That was the time for me to put the kettle on, make a cup of tea. Just go and do some odd jobs and various things. Not a match that was filling me full of great anticipation or expectation at the start, I have to say. But it was a bit of a surprise result. We're expecting the Faces to come away with the win there, Naomi and Becky Lynch, but they didn't get it. It went to
Carmella and Natalya.
It was an okay match. I can kind of see a scenario building where Natalya would be Carmella's manager type affair. But they've still got Natalya wrestling, and I just think she's
robot.
She's beyond her stage.
Natalya,
so they need to just give her something different to do. And I know there's Natalya fans out there. I know there's people still like her. I just think for a while, she's not a busted flush. She can still do her bits. But I just think, and I'm not quite sure why she's had so much airtime and had such a big push over the last 12 months. As if they've suddenly decided, oh yeah, we forgot about Natalia, and they've sort of brought more out of her. But I don't know. So it didn't do much for me. I certainly don't see the point in Naomi and Becky losing. Don't know. I don't know where that one's going. Not quite sure what we've achieved with that fight. But never mind. It was the first female fight of the evening. Next up.
What?
Next up was
The New Day challenging the Usos for the SmackDown Tag Team Championships.
Now this again. We were saying that the Usos. Well, at least I got that right, didn't I? I was saying I thought the Usos were going to win. One thing to start off with that was a bit of a surprise was Big E wasn't actually fighting. Normally you get Big E +1 with the third member watching and distracting people from the side of the ring. But for once Big E was the person doing the standing outside and distracting. And it was Kofi and Xavier Woods doing the fighting. But it went pretty much as I was expecting, which was to see the Usos win and retain the title, which I believe they've held since October of last year. But
it wasn't really your normal kind.
But yeah, it was ended in a bit of a mess outside of the ring, and as I'd suspected, the Bludgeon Brothers came in and got involved. Now, they called it annihilation, they called it mayhem, they'd certainly caused a bit of trouble out and about outside the ring, but the worrying thing, which we've still quite not got clarification on properly, was Xavier Woods.
They nearly killed him.
Being slammed through the metal steps at the end.
We both felt that.
We winced when it happened, especially me as a bad back sufferer.
And me.
We winced when that happened, and have to say, having had a look at media in these past 24 hours since the fight, there's just the official line from WWE that he was taken to a medical facility, and he suffered a thoracic spine injury, which was the sort of upper part of your spine.
Yeah.
That spreads to just below your shoulder blades. And if you do watch what happened to him when he whacks on the steps, he kind of lifts his neck forward a bit and then leans back and he's twitching. So he's either going to earn an Oscar for a fantastic performance of being an injured wrestler and for avoiding being on social media for the past 24 hours, because he hasn't tweeted on either his own account or the Up Up Down Down YouTube account that he has. Or he's actually had a pretty nasty injury there, and that would really not just be a shame, it's just quite worrying. As I say,
also, the rest of them had to be carried out.
Yeah, I mean, it was the walking wounded. They were all treated in the WWE facility.
But Xavier got the worst of it.
Also evidence that those hammers that the Bludgeon Brothers carry around, they're not messing about with those. There's one swing.
They're not like going way.
That Luke Harper took towards the metal steps, where one of the Usos was prostrate, and Us just moved out the way as the hammer hit, and there's a massive dent whacked into the metal steps.
If it hit the Uso, he would have died.
Yes, you don't want to get in the way of one of those hammers. So yeah.
Also,
an interesting fight.
Hammers and Usos, you know, at the start I didn't notice it the first time, but on the replay they got a little. They did
get caught a couple of times, didn't they?
By the hammers, each one right here by Rowan.
I'm not so sure if Luke Harper and Eric Rowan are the people with the best timing in the world to be trusted with two large hammers. They're not renowned for their good timing, and seeing them rushing around afterwards, I'd just get
they've nailed the gimmick.
I'd get out of Dodge. I wouldn't be hanging around if they
appeared.
And
they've got great music. But
also, it looks like Luke Harper's been working out to me.
Oh yeah.
He's honed himself. He's honed himself since the days of the sweaty vest with the stain and everything.
It's like, all right, take this off. Clean shirt, no belly.
Looking a lot healthier. Yeah,
and that explains his disappearance.
His little absence for a while. He was obviously working out. Yeah. Right, then it was on to the women's title, and I have to say the Riot Squad. That went pretty much as not just us, but everyone was predicting. Nice little display from Ruby Riott, but it was Charlotte who took the day. And then, of course, the main interest was Asuka coming into the ring in a sort of weird dance that she does with a face mask on to begin with, to just basically confirm that she wants to fight Charlotte at WrestleMania by way of the familiar pointing towards the WrestleMania sign. Now then, that brought us on to the main event, the big event of the evening, and lots of little personal squabbles involved, not least of which, of course, was the Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, but what are you doing? Personal confrontation that's sort of blown up in the previous week, the two former friends. Lots of interesting things going on. Firstly, I have to say Baron Corbin put in a good account of himself. He was taking no prisoners. I thought he fought very well for his part. Dolph Ziggler had very much a Dolph Ziggler type role.
Yeah, literally be involved in the controversial bits, all the breakups.
And then just sort of dwindle at the end. Shane McMahon came in and was sat ringside.
It's like, oh, what's going to happen?
He broke up both Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, having a chance of winning by pulling them off each other. And that was geared up as the fight ended and he's walking away and he's looking at the two of them who are both sat by at the edge of the ring, staring at them. That's so geared up for the three of them to be involved in some sort of triple threat match. But very probably at WrestleMania, I should imagine. And then, of course, you got John Cena and AJ Styles. And Cena chucking Styles through the announce table, one of the announce tables.
All round at the start.
Yeah, I mean, pretty brutal stuff. And Styles was flat out.
For a good 15 minutes.
And then, when did he reappear? Right at the end. So Cena had got Owens.
And then Owens pulled Ziggler off his shoulders and the pop-up powerbomb, but no phenomenal 4 on 1, 2, 3.
So basically, yeah, sorry, Cena had got Ziggler, hadn't he? Yeah. Owens came in and interrupted, but then AJ Styles appeared from the top rope for the win. So having had a nice nap for 10 minutes on the table, 15 minutes on the table, he just appeared, AJ Styles, out of nowhere. And retained his title, and that, of course, has got us then nicely heading towards WrestleMania with AJ Styles facing Shinsuke Nakamura. Still some unanswered questions, of course. Still some unanswered questions. John Cena, what is his road to WrestleMania? Something's going to have to happen over the next 2 or 3 weeks to get Cena there. But as Ninja Boy said, as he sort of wandered out of shot and out of earshot, there's long been suggested that John Cena and Taker are going to have some sort of showdown. So he's still obviously available for that. Baron Corbin, Dolph Ziggler, not sure what's going to happen with them. Whether they're going to have something on pre-show at WrestleMania or have they got something else that will crop up ahead of time. But as we mentioned, Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, their friendship very much in tatters. And now Shane McMahon's got involved, so there's a triple threat match just begging to happen there. So overall, what do you reckon, Ninja Boy? What was your rating, do you think, for that? I think I can speak for the two of us when I say much better job than Raw did with it last year. What's your take on it, mate? Out of 10, give it a mark.
Can I do halves?
You can do halves.
7.5.
You can do halves, but you can't have the same score that I was going to say. Okay, I think 8's too strong.
Yeah, but 7's too weak.
Yeah.
Say 7.5.
All right, I'll say 7.5. I was going to say 7. I honestly was going to say 7.5 before Ninja Boy got me in a headlock and wanted to fight me like he does normally. His mum says, "Oh, that's lovely. He's giving you a hug," as I'm turning purple in the face because he's cut off my windpipe and what have you. So there we have it, people. That's Xavier. What did you make of it? Tell us, give us your mark in the comments down below. Marks out of 10, you can use half marks. Do you think that we've gone a bit over the top? Do you think that we were too impressed? Did you enjoy it? I think...
I enjoyed it.
I do wonder how much of the enjoyment was because we had such little expectation going into the fight that coming away from it, matches, pay-per-view, event, call it what you will, I so need him here to correct everything that I say. It does make me wonder if perhaps I've had such a good feeling about it because I found it actually quite entertaining. Don't know.
Can I ask you one question?
Ask me one
before
question.
we end?
You can.
Match of the night.
Ooh.
I know it's between two.
I'm going to have to put my Randy Orton fan hat on and say I was so pleased for Randy Orton to get the win. Perhaps it wasn't the best fight of the night technically, perhaps it wasn't the most exciting fight of the night, but for me it had enough in it. It did have a lot of technical stuff in it, which I enjoyed, and I certainly enjoyed the win for Randy Orton. So I'm going to go with Randy Orton, so I might as well chuck that back to you. I think I know what you're going to say. It was the main event.
I'm not sure. Both were really good. Can I choose two?
No, you can't. What, out of 6? That's a bit pathetic. You can't chuck the question at me and then avoid the question yourself.
No, I wasn't going to avoid it.
Make a decision. You got to name a top fight. What was your top fight of the night?
Autumn Reed.
Good lad. Good lad. So there we have it. Resounding thumbs up for Randy Orton Bobby Roode match as well. So let us know your favourite match down below. Give us your mark out of 10. And you know the drill, people. If you've seen us before, and if you've not seen us before, come see us again by subscribing down below. If you like the video, bung us a few likes. There's all the usual social media. There's Facebook. There's Instagram.
Are you losing your mind?
There's Twitter where all the banter is if you've not had enough from just seeing this. And until we see you next time, you stay cool.